I'm trying something completely different. Instead of trying to make spherical speakers and then join 4 spheres together to make each of a stereo pair, I'm going to do just 2 molds. One mold of the front halves of all 4 and another mold of the back halves. And instead of trying to hide where the front and back half of the sphere get joined together or making a one-piece mold, there's going to be a flange at the edge of this that joins all 4. And there'll be a flange for the back part as well. And we're not going to hide the flange or try to hide where the front and back halves join together. It's going to be a structural feature. And that way I don't have to spend a lot of time grinding and sanding to try and hide the joint between the front and back halves of the sphere. And you can clean up after silicone real easy by letting it harden, and then it just peels off of your stuff, leaving them nice and clean to start over with. And I'm using Dragon Skin 10 for the first layer that touches the polyester parts, because the cheap silicone has cure inhibition. When it touches polyester, it will never completely harden. So after encasing this in some Dragon Skin 10, I can then use the cheap silicone to pour another layer over, and I also use the cheap silicone to make these key features that will hopefully lock the flexible silicone into a hard fiberglass shell, making a mold with the best of both worlds, really. So I'm going to go through and lay up a whole bunch of layers of fiberglass over this, and being careful to put a lot of it right around the base of all the key features to lock everything in place. And once that fiberglass is hardened, I made this wooden box around it to keep everything more rigid. And I'm going to lay up a bunch of fiberglass over this and over my mold, making it even thicker. And once that's done, it only takes a little bit of persuasion to get this to peel loose from that glass shower door, because I had put 5 layers of mold release wax on the shower door before I started. And now I'm seeing my disappointment. The silicone along the sides of the spheres is way too thin, and it wrinkles. And I spent a lot of time coaxing most of the wrinkles out. And since this was just a test piece to see, how this front and back idea would work out, I tried pushing forward to at least complete a part from this mold. And these are getting much worse now. The wrinkles were almost gone when I started with the gel coat, and I'm not sure if the gel coat is causing the silicone to swell, and so there isn't enough room for the silicone, so there has to be wrinkles, or whether solvents from the polyester resin have soaked through the silicone and are making a vapor pressure behind the silicone that's blowing up these bubbles. Either way, since this was just a test to see, how this technique would work, I'm trying to soldier on and complete one part from this mold. The goal was just to make one part from this mold to see how the front and back go together. So, after spending a little bit of time laying more fiberglass and letting that cure, I can peel the part out of the mold. And since it was a silicone mold, the part came out with relatively little struggle. And there was really no problems with that thin flange at the top getting caught in the bottom of the mold. I would like the flange to be flatter than it is, and smoother and shinier. And of course the real problem is these ripples along the edge. And I don't know, if someone tried to sell you a set of speakers that looked like this, would you buy them? It's almost comical how bad this turned out.